So this is the Euro-Yen analysis for Tuesday, 31st of October. Now, let's just have a look what happened on the 30th actually. Yeah. So on the 30th, let's just grab the pen just quickly. So on the 30th, we were into this bit of consolidation around this minor weekly, this weekly pivot in around 32. And we've got 32.02, but let's imagine 32. So had a brief recovery, but again, due to the fundamental catalyst being the ECB outlining their willingness to extend QE to September 2018, and that was determined as being bearish for the euro. So in light of, as we are operating within that as a shadow, we do expect further continuation of the downside momentum that we've seen on euro pairs. So euro yen is no different. We do expect further downside momentum. Now, we do have to be aware that on the 31st, here we do have a fundamental catalyst. We do have an interest rate decision by the BOJ, Bank of Japan. We've also got a press conference by the I think it's by the Bank of Japan governor. So we do have some very strong fundamentals in regards to the Bank of Japan. I think everybody's expecting rates to remain unchanged at minus 0.1. But the press conference, that's what everybody's going to be interested in, as everyone expects there to be a bit of a shift possibly in policy, as there has been some strong data coming out of Japan. So if there is a bit of a shift in policy, or they indicate there might be a bit of a shift in policy, we could see further strengthening of the Japanese yen. And the further strengthening of the Japanese yen, coupled with the weakness as the fundamental catalyst for the euro, we could potentially see a strong move to the downside. So our next target, if we do break out of our current range, I'll show you the range on the daily chart, but we're in a bit of a range at present between 31.70 and 34. So in between this, it's about 230 points ish, in around this 230 pip zone, we do expect a breakout. The next likely breakout is to the downside, as we operate in the shadow of a bearishness from the euro and the ECB. Again, if the Bank of Japan disappoints, we may see a bit of a relief rally, but overall, everybody's expecting the euro to weaken. So our downside targets, when we do break out of this range to the downside, we're looking for a price head towards this 30.60. That's the next logical level after we break below this 31.70. The very next strong level beneath would be at 29.45, and below that we've also got levels all the way down to 26.84. Can't anticipate price getting all the way down to 86.24, but again, from where we are at 31.70, 30.60 is definitely within focus, and 129.45 some point this week again would come into focus, depending on the degree of hawkishness from the Bank of Japan. So let's have a look at the possible upside targets if we do see a bit of a recovery, a bit of a relief rally. So 132 is pretty close. We did have some selling momentum coming to the market before we get up to this 132 level, but levels that we'll be looking at above for possible sells would be so let's just negate the 132. We've got the 400 period average sitting around this weekly pivot all the way up at 32.83, so we could potentially see price go up to 32.83 before we see selling momentum. If we do break above that and we do negate these 400 period average here in black and the 200 period average here in blue, we could go all the way up to possibly, I can't imagine, it's quite a bit away, but if we go up to 33.45, I would expect to see selling momentum come back into the market to drive prices back down to retest the lower end of the range at 31.70 and break below that, head towards 130.60. Now, I can't imagine price would get up to the highs up here, where we did see the selling momentum come into the market in around this 134, 134.20. I can't imagine it retesting the highs from where we were when the Merajagi data came out. So 133.45 is the absolute upper end of the range. If we do break beyond that, we have to reassess our overall viewpoint on the euro yen. So let's just have a look at the higher time frames. And so on this weekly chart, we can see here we've come up to this 134 level. had a first indication of weakness over here, had a bullish bit of bull flag play out. We did expect further continuation, but wasn't to be. Fundamental catalysts changed the overall look of the market, so we did have this strong bearish weekly candle here closing near the lows, indicating some strong selling momentum coming into the market. We were expecting this continuation of this bearishness of the euro against the yen to continue into the month of November. Again, if all the fundamentals play out as expected, we are expecting further weakness. So the very next dynamic level, we've already identified the horizontal levels, but the dynamic levels here on the weekly chart, we do have the 20-period moving average sitting around this 130.53. We've already got 130.60 marked out, so that's going to be a 10 pip zone or so on here on this weekly chart. And below which we've got this 130, we've got 200-period moving average sitting at 130.20. Again, it's a pretty small zone, but we've got a 20-period and the 200-period moving average sitting pretty close to one another. We have to bear that in mind. But if depending on the strength of the catalyst, we could easily blow through those levels, as we did see the heavy selling momentum that came in on euro dollar last week. So the 200-period average may not hold in light of the strong fundamental catalysts in regards to the euro, and depending on the news that comes out in regards to yen. So if we do have a look at the daily time frame before we wrap up the analysis on the euro yen. So on this daily time frame, we can see we've come up to the top of the range. We've come to the top of the range. We had some selling momentum there, and selling momentum came back in. This strong candle here is the fundamental catalyst in regards to the ECB. Closed near the lows again on Friday. We closed near the lows again. Here on Monday, had a bit of a doji form. As we have come down to 31.70, we have caught a bit of a bid on the as we did trade below this 31.70. We went as low as let's just grab this. Went as low as 31.45, so we did trade quite a bit below this 31.70 zone, where some buyers came back into the market. But we are at the bottom of the range, but we are expecting us to break range to the downside as this 134 is held. So we've got downside targets already set. Possibly before we get to 126.84, we may see some buying momentum come in here actually, in around this 128 level. We have seen some buying momentum come around this 128. So 128 before we get down to 126.84. But again, we're expecting 129.45 to be the lower end of the range on the Bank of Japan press conference. But if you do break below that, again, 128 and 126.84. So that should wrap up the euro yen analysis. So before I go, LCS, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.